right, hello. I am happy to be here at PDAC with Kruthika A Bala from Resources Now. Kruthika, it's great to see you again.
Good to see you again, Amy.
And so tell us what are you currently focusing on? I know uranium's a really hot topic for you, so what's happening in that world?
As always, uranium is a hot topic given any time, any part of the world. This year I've been focusing a lot on, as you mentioned last year, we were looking at defense critical minerals. I'm still focusing a lot on the defense critical minerals. Also, interestingly, energy security has become national security. A part of that is also looking at the nuclear fuels as well and supply chain, both fuel supply chain as well as a non-fuel critical mineral supply chain as well. So I've been doing some work around the building of SMRs, where we used to build cathedrals and now we're building factory-size SMRs. You still need critical minerals to build those SMRs, materials like beryllium, hafnium, zirconium, REEs, of course. We're trying to look at it as Canada as a tier 1 nuclear player. We're also looking at it from a first of its kind build out at OPG in Ontario, where we are right now at the moment. So a lot of work has been focused on that. The other side of the coin is really the fuel cycle. And there's lots been said about uranium, and that's more upstream mining. But then as you come along that path, the bottleneck, so to speak, currently is around the conversion, the enrichment space, which still continues to be an interesting space to watch. And of course, as you know, the United Kingdom is now involved in sort of building their capacity on that enrichment conversion part as well. It's also about trying to see how the G7 countries will rally along and come together along this nuclear value chain. Of course, great interest from France, the UK, Canada, of course, a tier 1 player, and so on. So this is where I've been focusing most of my time on. Of course, the defense critical minerals is equally important. With this comes, as you understand, the big megatrends are AI, electrification, defense supply chain, and now we're talking about nuclear as the fourth value chain. So it's really about understanding the dual use, triple use, and quadruple use of materials and minerals that comes along and where things will be prioritized. So that's a sort of long way to explain.
And so, what are some of the key discussions that you've been having at PDAC so far? Has there been anything that's really stood out from you from the conversations?
So it's unofficially day 2 at PDAC. My conversation so far has been around the same conversation on defense critical minerals and nuclear energy supply chain. There's also, interestingly, great conversation that is also coming along the battery EV manufacturing as well. So I know Canada has been involved in that EV battery manufacturing supply chain. I'm trying to get a sense of, with a lot of rollbacks going on the EV side, how much of that lithium is going to be repurposed or sort of shifted to more energy storage applications like long duration energy storage or energy storage as such. That's a great way to look at it, but I can't make a call yet on whether this EV supply chain is going anywhere. As we can see, there's a lot of news around the growth of electric vehicle markets as well. But there's also really interesting graphs and charts showing you that in some places it's actually surpassing expectations.
And really, just to wrap it up, is there anything that you're going to be focusing on in the coming year? What are some of the big trends that maybe we should be on the lookout for?
It's
a big question.
It's a $1 million question. I would say we continue to look out for how energy security and national security is crossing into each other. Resource security is very much part of that energy security, which again falls into the broader. I'm very interested to see how the climate pragmatism trend is going along, because surprisingly enough, I haven't seen much debate and conversation happening around the decarbonization of the mining industry, which is quite interesting observation to note. I don't know if you've noted that, but a few years ago, at least a year or two ago, there were a lot of panel discussions around decarbonization of the mining industry. A lot of it was focused on transportation within the mining sector. I barely found a panel on decarbonization of the mining industry in the last conferences, at least this conference season so far. So
it was definitely a lot about electrification on site and using renewables on site. I think the tone definitely has shifted away from this, just the broader energy transition, to more defense focused, at least in the broader conversation. Would you agree?
I wonder if it's really transition. I think if you speak to a lot of people, you understand that transition is spoken about and used extensively in some parts of the world. In some other parts of the world, it is energy addition. It really depends on where you are, which part of the world you are. I think my observation is that we are in the midst of a deeply interdependent energy system. You can't take the interdependence away. An associate of mine and I have been working on a paper exactly around the energy statecraft, which will be due very shortly. And we have discussed around the interdependence and the rivalry that the interdependence has created, sort of mutually enforcing, forcing us to adapt. And this is not necessarily a negative trend, so to speak. It simply means that the traditional hegemonies of petro and electrostate have sort of blurred lines and mutated into some sort of rivalry in interdependence within the energy system. So it'd be interesting to see how the transition plays out, but it really depends on where you are in the world to talk about transition. So I'll leave it at that.
Excellent. Well, Kruthika, I don't want to take any more time out of your busy day. I know you've got a few sessions to get to, but I want to thank you for joining us here today at PDAC and with mining.com.au.
Thank you, Amy. Pleasure to see you again.
Yes.